Let's get started, though, with some Major League Baseball. We have plenty of action, by the way, going on today. Half a dozen games this afternoon because of the big game tonight in Birmingham and Alabama. They're going to feature that game tonight. But last night, the New York Yankees get a very effective start from Gerrit Cole. It was his first start of the season. Final score of 7-6. Back and forth game in this one. 63 pitches. Very effective over the course of several innings. And now Cole probably more or less building up to a full go for the Yankees after the All-Star break. The Rangers snapped the Mets' 7-game winning streak. It is over, 5-3, the final there. So we can finally put all this grimace stuff to rest. Mets lost the game finally, and they had a nice winning streak and got right back in the playoff picture, but lost to the Rangers yesterday. Final score 5-3. Baltimore Orioles have some real thinking to do next month because they've lost yet another pitcher for the season. This time it's Kyle Bradish. They've also lost Wells. They've lost several other players. If the Orioles are going to have to make a run, probably going to have to do something and figure it out. And also not good news for Walker Bueller, who was placed on the injured list as well. Bueller has not been good since coming back from Tommy John surgery. We'll see if we can get him right. But meanwhile, let's go back to Gerrit Cole here for a minute. Naturally speaking, his first start of the season, some analysis going into it. Aaron Boone said basically there was no way that he was going to allow Cole to throw more than 65 pitches in his first time out.
With Garrett throwing 62 pitches, you had talked a little bit about accounting for adrenaline at this level, factoring that in. Was he trying to go any further, or was he on board with that in the game plan?
I think he was. Yeah, he knew we weren't going to go over 65 tonight with the jump up. So, and I think just with the night and the effort, I think he was probably a little fatigued there even after the fourth. But wanted to try and push through at least with a hitter, and let's up the single there to start it out. But we weren't going to go over 65 tonight.
And then Cole could probably throw, I would guess, 75 to 80 in his next time out, which will come, it looks like, early next week. Meanwhile, Cole did speak after the game yesterday, first start of the season. Naturally, emotions, having his son sitting there waving to him, saw that right before the game, talked about how adrenaline played a factor in that start.
Yeah, there was a fair amount of adrenaline for sure, which was nice to have. A few too many high fastballs with it, but for the most part, it was just a good jolt. Yeah, I mean, I thought I held up well. I was certainly. I'm tired now. It's certainly a different level. It just demands, just a higher level of focus and execution. And I felt like, I definitely could keep making pitches, but it was strategic in the pitch count, and so in that regard, I think we executed it perfectly.
Yeah, lots of baseball action coming this afternoon. We'll have it covered for you on Pharrell Coast to Coast at 3 o'clock Eastern. Meanwhile, could we have more teams in the NCAA tournament? According to this report yesterday, it looks like it's certainly not just possible, but happening. The NCAA is moving another step closer to the journey to expand the men's college basketball tournament. They presented the commissioners with models that would expand the event by 4 more teams, or even 8 as soon as the 25-26 season. So that is not this year, but next year. The models would expand 68 to 72 or 76. Additional at-large selections, at least 1 additional first 4 sites. So NCAA tournament, probably going to have more teams. We'll be hearing about this over the next year. Meanwhile, I don't know if you believe this or not, but Rich Paul, LeBron James' agent, says it's no longer on the table that LeBron has to play with Bronny James in the NBA, saying, quote, LeBron is off this idea of having to play with him. If he does, he does. But if he doesn't, he doesn't. That's what Rich Paul is saying. I don't believe him, but fair enough. We'll give him credit for going out and talking about it. Make no mistake about it. LeBron wants to play with his son. Please stop. Don't feed me this nonsense. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever won again. They beat the worst team in the WNBA, the Washington Mystics, 88-81 the final there. No surprise. And LA Sparks star rookie Cameron Brink suffered a torn ACL while diving for a basket in Mohegan Sun Arena in the first quarter. The Sparks 79-70 loss. She started every game this season, but probably will not start another game this season. All right, College World Series continuing in Omaha. How about Tennessee with a big win over Florida State, the final 7-2 there. Volunteers have had a fantastic year. They continue on 58-12. They'll play either the Aggies or my Florida Gators. Meanwhile, investigators in Canada have opened up a criminal investigation now into the alleged NBA betting scheme surrounding Toronto Raptors former forward Jonte Porter. 4 co-conspirators and the alleged scheme have been identified and charged in a separate criminal complaint. Matthew Waters will hit on this when he comes on the show in about 30 minutes. And by the way, very interesting note yesterday that may have flown under the radar. Tom Pelissaro of NFL Network did a radio interview saying that there is some buzz among the NFL owners that they would like to have a salary cap just for quarterbacks in the NFL. They already have a salary cap for, of course, the league and each team, but this one would just be a certain percentage that you can pay your quarterback amongst the current salary cap in the NFL, just with this escalating number that quarterbacks keep getting paid. Stay tuned. Also, the LA Kings traded Pierre-Luc Dubois and acquired a goaltender, Darcy Kemper, on Wednesday in a hockey trade. And the 25-year-old center had 40 points in 82 regular season games. Dubois was traded to the Kings by the Winnipeg Jets back in 2023. He signed an 8-year, $68 million contract extension. I did not know that you could do this during the hockey season, that you could just make trades. But needless to say, I guess you can. And we have no game tonight, by the way, in the NHL. Another day off. It's like, waiting for these games is very difficult. But tomorrow night, we're going to have the game between Florida and Edmonton. They're going to play game 6 of that.